Hello everybody, thanks for tuning into my month ahead forecast. We're going to be looking at the weather in the month of June for this video, and we're going to be attempting to come up with a forecast for the month of June. Now, before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There'll usually be a video ad overlaying my weather videos here at GazWeatherVids.com. Please play those video ads because you'll be supporting GazWeatherVids.com if you do that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is the website where I get the charts from. This is a chart. What you're looking at here is the CFS version 2 model. You can find that on my links page. It will become the CFS primary model this month, so you can find that link on my links page. The video today, the month ahead forecast today, is actually going to be brought together using the charts from the Beijing Climate Centre, and you can find that on my links page as well. So, first thing I want to talk about is the month of May and the anomaly that we predicted for the month of May and the forecast based on that anomaly. So this was the anomaly from the CFS version 2 model for the month of May. We can see we had high pressure being forecast to the northwest of the British Isles, low pressure down to the southwest, and my forecast based on this anomaly was that the month would be wetter than average in the south and temperatures would be near or below average for many parts of the country, particularly but not exclusively for the south. As it turns out, that's not quite right. It has been a slightly drier than average month of the south, if anything, and temperatures have been a little bit above average, and it was all going so well until the final 10 days of the month, and then that heat wave really destroyed the forecast and it all went wrong. And it just goes to show you that long range forecasting, month ahead forecasting, is extremely experimental. You can't take it seriously. Things can go wrong. We had a good month in April, of course. April was a very good month with the prediction, but May's not been so good, and it's only fair to put hands up and say that this month was a little bit wrong. But it did go quite well to the last 10 days, so I was happy with that. But the last 10 days, heat wave in the last 10 days really did me in, and that just goes to show you that things can go wrong. So anyway, we're going to go on now and have a look at the month of June, and for this month we're using the anomaly charts from the Beijing Climate Centre. Now, I use the Beijing Climate Centre for my seasonal forecast, and if you've been seeing my seasonal forecast, you'll know that I rate the Beijing Climate Centre quite highly, but now they've started doing monthly forecasts as well, and they break it down into 10-day periods as well, so that's quite helpful because it gives us more to go at and more to look at the end of the month to see whether it's come true. So this is the first anomaly chart for 500 millibars, and this is for the 10-day period, and we can see the period that it's for up here in this top right hand part of the screen. This period is for the 1st to the 10th of June, so it's for the first 10 days of June at the 500 millibar height anomaly prediction. And this is going for low pressure to be centred across, well, really the Atlantic into the British Isles and then on into Scandinavia and into northern parts of Europe. So this is going for a very unsettled or low pressure dominated pattern through the first 10 days of the month. Low pressure at 500 millibars, and as we go further on into the second period, which takes us from the 11th to the 20th of June, again we've got low pressure or below average heights being forecast here around the British Isles and going on in Scandinavia. Notice that the pressure has picked up a bit though in the Atlantic. We're back to near a normal pressure in the Atlantic, so it probably implies low pressure becoming centred over Scandinavia around the middle of the month, with more in way of high pressure to the northwest. That could be quite a cool pattern, but perhaps not quite so wet. And then going on into the final 10-day period, which is from the 21st of June to the 30th of June, we have the colours coming back up here. So the colours are actually indicating that heights are returning to nearer normal for the end of the month. So that probably implies high pressure is building a little bit more towards the end of the month. Not really intense high pressure, but certainly higher pressure than at the start and the middle period of the month. So I think the pressure is coming back up towards nearer normal values as we go towards the end of the month. So that maybe implies a better finish to the month. Now this is the temperature anomaly that the Beijing Climate Centre is forecasting, and this is for the first 10 days of June. So again we're looking at the 1st to the 10th of June, and we're below average here, not across the British Isles, and not just across the British Isles, but the whole of northern and central Europe forecast had below average temperatures for the first 10 days of the month. Now as we go out into the second period, so again this is from the 11th to the 20th, well if anything the temperatures are even cooler for this middle part of the month, and that's probably as the low pressure is becoming centred over Scandinavia and pressure's rising a little bit in the Atlantic. We're probably bringing even more in way of northerly winds down here. So again the temperature anomaly is cool to cold. Going into the final 10 days of the month, well, perhaps not quite so intensely cool here across the north of Europe and around the British Isles. In fact, temperatures are coming back to nearer normal, but there's still nothing to write home about in this final 10-day period. This is for the 21st to the 30th of June. So it does look like being quite a cool month. Temperatures below average really from start to finish, although the anomaly does get less at the end of the month. So having a look at the precipitation, well, a wet first 10 days of the month being forecast here from the 1st to the 10th of June, going further on into the middle of the month. So this is again from the 11th to the 20th of June, again above average precipitation being forecast here, perhaps not quite so intensely above average as the first 10-day period, but even so the anomaly, the rainfall anomaly, is above average. And then going on to the final 10-day period, the 21st to the 30th of June, well, the anomaly is getting back to nearer normal here. So all of this is really, I think, pointing to the fact that the final part of June should see an improvement in the weather. We should see the pressure returning to nearer normal. We should see temperatures coming back to nearer normal. We should see rainfall getting back to nearer normal. So the first and the middle part of the month, very unsettled, very cool, below average pressure, above average rainfall, below average temperatures, and then as we get through to the final 10 days of the month, the pressure and the rainfall and the temperatures do get back to nearer what you'd expect for that time of the year. Now finally looking at the 500 millibar height anomaly average out throughout the month. This is the average height anomaly for June. This takes us from the 1st of June to the 30th of June, and we can see that on the whole the anomaly is for slightly below average pressure, and certainly more below average the pressure is likely to be once we get further towards Scandinavia and Central and Northern Europe. But for us the pressure is weak, the pressure is below what you would expect at the time of year for June. And again for temperatures averaged out throughout the month from the 1st to the 30th, the temperature is forecast to be below average, quite substantially below average, really up to 1 degree. There's the scale here, and we can see that the colours are indicating temperatures up to 1 degree below average across the British Isles, and it's even cooler once we get out towards the east of Europe. Across Scandinavia, temperatures forecast to be perhaps as low as 2 degrees below average there, but for us temperatures 1 degree below average. That's quite a substantially cool anomaly. And precipitation, well, it's above average, but precipitation for the month is forecast to be above average here, particularly for the north, but all parts of the country really having above average rainfall. So that's what we're going to go for June. We're going to say that the month we're going to have pressure that is below average, below what it should be for June. We're saying that for rainfall, we're above average rainfall. It's going to be a wet month, and we're saying that for temperature, it's below average. It's going to be quite a substantially cool month for the time of year. But it's going to have quite a good start, I have to say, but we'll see how things go. And again, just to give you a heads up that the model is indicating that the final 10 days sees an improvement. It's not enough to turn the anomalies around. The model doesn't think it's going to be enough of an improvement to shift us into a warm month and a dry month. The rainfall and temperature anomalies are going for below average and above average. But the month does improve as it goes on. So we'll have a look and see how this develops once we get through to the start of July. We'll be doing for the start of July, we'll be looking back at the month of June. This is very experimental. I don't know how it's going to work out. I've never used these charts, the month head forecast, so this is as much a leap into the unknown for me as it is for you. It's going to be very interesting to see how things develop. So come back in a month and we'll see what's happened. That's it for now.